So this is another part of the lecture from the birth chart, the Kundli, because I can't make too long video and it'll be a hard time to upload. So I just break it into two parts. This video will be about just to know, let you know that the birth chart has the basic lordship of the planets, which we call as Karakas. Karakas are those planets which rules those houses anyhow, doesn't matter where they are present in the birth chart while the time of the birth of the person. Let me show you how. I'll make a birth chart again. Okay. Now, in this birth chart, the Karak graha, I'll start placing those Karaka grahas in this, so you can make a separate diagram for it in your notebook. Sun, the first main planet is Sun, which is called a king, the boss of all the planets. Sun. Sun is the Karaka of the first house. I'll write down Sun here. And 10th house. Let me write down the numbers again so it will be easy for you to understand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So Sun is the significator of first house and the 10th house. Okay. Moon. Moon is the Karaka of fourth house. Mercury is the Karaka of second house. And also 10th house. Then Venus is the significator of this fourth house also, and then 7th house. Then Mars rules third house and 6th house. Jupiter rules also second house and 5th house. Ninth house and 11th house. Saturn rules again 6th house, 8th house, 10th house again, and 12th house. So this is the distribution of the planets house-wise. The reason of these planets I have posted in the different houses is, just keep one thing in the mind, that if I'm saying Venus is the Karaka of this house, 7th house, that means in general this house qualities is ruled by Venus. Venus has an impact on this house. When we look into a birth chart, when we start predicting, not only we see what zodiac sign is placed here, we also consider the Karaka Venus also. We see, okay, hey, Venus is also the Karaka of this house, so we gotta look into the position of Venus also. Where is it sitting in the birth chart? It is not necessary that always Venus will be sitting here as it is the Karaka of this house. It could be placed in any house. Anyhow, say Venus is placed in the first house instead of 7th house. But while looking into a chart, we'll see, okay, Venus is in the first house, that's fine. but it also the Karak of seventh house. So it will affect the seventh house also, as well as the first house where it is sitting. So two houses will be covered up. The first thing, and then where the Venus aspects, okay, that depends on it. So don't just think that these planets are posted or as it is always remains same. Yes, they are always remain same behind the curtain, but in the actual position they may not be here. They may be in some other house, but they are ruling those houses indirectly. They are owning these houses. They affecting the working of these houses. Let me give you a little review about it, that why these planets are here. There could be some meaning behind it. First house is the Lagna. Lagna is itself the person. Sun is sitting there. Sun is what? Sun is the boss, is the soul. So your soul is your own yourself. Atma. That's what we call Atma is sun. Sun is soul. So Lagna is the whole person itself. So if sun is sitting there, that means it is very, very, very much clear that the significator of soul is sitting in the first house. So that's why sun represents this house. In the second house, Mercury and Jupiter. Mercury is communication. Jupiter is expansion. Okay. And the second house is the family. So in the family, expansion is given by Jupiter. The family increases is given by Jupiter. Mercury is communication, how you communicate in your family. And also, what is your speech power is ruled by Mercury. If a little kid stammers, we gotta look into the second house. What's the position of Mercury in the birth chart also? How strong is it? Or is it any bad placement of the planet here, or some bad planet is expecting on this house? Those are the latest stage things. Mars. Mars is what? Mars is a fighter, is a soldier, and it is sitting in this house. Third house is the house of courage. That's why it is here. Fourth house is the mother of mother. House peace, luxury. Moon is mother. That's why moon is here. Venus is luxury. That's why Venus rules this house too. Jupiter is knowledge. And fifth house is your study. Jupiter, that's why Jupiter controls this house. Okay. Sixth house is your everyday life. How much you work, how you work, what are your colleagues, what are your enemies, hurdles, competitions. Mars is a soldier. Soldier is used to compete. Soldier is used to fight in everyday life. And also Saturn is there. Saturn is what? Saturn is a discipline. If you cannot work in a discipline in everyday life, you cannot succeed in life. That's why Saturn also rules this house. Venus is again here. Venus is this, controlling this house, and this house is the house of spouse, your wife or your husband. Okay. And Venus is a significator of a female. That's why Venus is placed here. Saturn is in the 8th house. That's the house of longevity, as I told you in the houses. Longevity house is 8th house. So Saturn have such a quality that it gives a longer life. It makes things delayed. That's why Saturn is here. 9th house is Jupiter here, sitting here. Why? Because 9th house is your religion and your higher studies, and that's why Jupiter here gives you more spiritual knowledge and more higher studies. Whatever you study, no matter what you study, how high you studied, did you do BA, BCom, or you went up to PhD level, that's all controlled by this house. But how far you will go, how high you will go, that we have to look into the detailed by drilling into the houses. 10th house is the house of work, your profession. And profession needs what? Your whole soul in the profession, how you communicate, and how much struggle you do in it. Those three things when combined together makes you successful. Sun is your soul. That means you need the whole soul in your business, in your profession. Mercury is sitting here. Mercury means how good you communicate in your profession. Saturn, as I told you, is a discipline, is a hard work. When these three combine, makes a profession. 11th house, Jupiter. Jupiter is again expansion. 11th house is the profits. Jupiter tends to increase your profits. If it has a good placement, more profits. Not good placement, no good profits. 12th house is the last journey of our life. Okay, Saturn is placed here. Saturn is gives you here like um, we say solitude, uh, pranayam, or we can say meditation things, losses, court cases, hospital, everything. Saturn here. This is all losses house. So this is the basic idea I'm giving you, that why these planets are called karakas of these houses and why they are considered while looking into a birth chart, because they represent these qualities. Now, in addition to that, when we look into a real birth chart, as I told you, these planets may not be at the same position, they can move anywhere. So we got to look into those positions and then figure out with their placement, the karka placement, and then do the prediction. It might seem like it may seem like a little hard for you for now to understand all this, but you gotta look and listen to the lectures twice, or 4 times, 5 times, until you start getting friendly with the birth chart. Don't step forward until you get master in this, until you're comfortable with this. So this was food for now. Once you're done with it, let me know. When you have any questions, ask me. I'll reply you back. Okay, and then we proceed further. Good night.